When I left Fulham, the day I left, the boys phoned me. Oh, you're not going to believe this. They've taken your photos down from the training ground. Iconic moments that I was part of, they took it down the day I left.
That last year of my career, I actually enjoyed the most.
The last ever game I was at on the bench because it was like, I can't do this, it's embarrassing. The manager's asked me to play. I look at him and I'm like...
I was embarrassed, was you?
Come out injured.
Yeah, I was embarrassed to say, oh no, I can't play. Stevo, there was times I should have never played. I would have done anything to be out of pain. Like anything.
For me, the fact that everyone doesn't know this, don't sit right with me, it's a bit strange. They don't know that there's another option out there. I am here representing MAMEDICA, but I'm with the boys, man. Bobby Zamora, Mark Noble, Skip, still call you Skip to this day. But before we go on, I just want to get something out the way. There's a little video of you chucking an American football.
Do you know what? I told someone yesterday about that story.
Go on, I don't know.
Okay. Bob, have you heard this?
No, go on.
It is genius, mate, right? So Stevo's just coming up in the world, thinks he's a bit of a what is it, like, what was you doing? Sort of content.
Yeah, content creator.
Content with the first team, yeah? On a pre-season tour. It was pre-season, wasn't it?
Germany.
Yeah, Germany. So he comes out there. Obviously, I've known him for years and he has a bit of banter and whatever. So he's doing something with a group of the players.
Training them. Like, it's nerve-wracking. I've taken over the training session.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, on camera, right? Yeah. So we're messing about. I wasn't involved in the session. Obviously, I'd never let him coach me in the first place. That's why I removed myself. And it was an American football.
Yeah. Don't know what he's doing there, by the way.
I don't know. They used to bring him just so we can mess about, training, warm-up. And he's like doing this, obviously all his cameras around, he's doing this serious team talk to the players and they're thinking, shut the up, mate, whatever. Got this American football. Mate, I pinged it. And I've got hot mate, it's written.
He's called me.
I've gone, Steve, he's turned around, mate. He's sitting climb.
Yeah. You got footage of it?
On the bridge, mate. Yeah. It was unbelievable.
Cut to that. Play that over the top, please.
It was the best shot ever, wasn't it?
That is no respect.
Oh my God, I'm out.
But that's about us and enough of that. How have you been, both of you? I'll like start with you, Nose. How you been?
Yeah, busy, mate. Good, really good. Yeah, just obviously still heavily involved with the club, which I love. Obviously my son's playing there. The kids are growing up. Yeah, it's been good, mate. Really.
You miss it?
About 2 months ago, I went to watch rugby. I went to Twickenham to watch England against, I think it's South Africa in the rugby, right? I know that sounds mad, as in, this is why I missed it. But I remember standing there because I didn't really, it wasn't football, and I was quite relaxed. And I remember just before the start of the game, you know, like the crowd with noise, and I looked out on the pitch and I thought, God, like I'd like to be out there now.
How about yourself?
I'm your test dummy, innit, man? That's like I said.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm 7 years ahead of Nobes in terms of my career end, retirement and stuff, right? So I used to say to him so many times about everything. Oh, mate, listen, it's different when you finish playing football. This, X, Y, Z. And so Nobes, I've said many bits and pieces, and they're all sort of coming true, really. And I remember saying to him about retirement, oh, mate, you don't miss it yet? No, I didn't either. I was buzzing that I'd retired.
How many years after until you missed it?
3 years.
3 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Because those first couple of years, it's all about doing all the things that you couldn't do when you played football. Christmases, New Year's, going away in the winter when it's cold and horrible in England and you're enjoying a bit of sunshine. All of those parts that you just can never experience.
It's probably 20% football and the rest is like just being with the lads in the dressing room and that. And Bobby's right. I remember first team players saying to me when I was like 17, oh, like, Nobes, you've just got in the first team, it's all going well, enjoy it because it goes quick. And I'm thinking, shut up, like, got 15 years left. Do you know what I mean?
Did it go quick?
Like that, mate. Obviously, when I speak to the young boys now and I go like talk to them about the game and all that, and I say like, listen, you don't understand. Like, you only really get one chance. Like, enjoy it, but it goes quick. And I remember being that same kid thinking, shut up. Like,
do you remember who told you what first team player it was?
It was like most of them gigs, to be honest. Most of them say like Bobby. Like when he retired, and I was still. I remember ringing him saying, and he'd go, "Listen, make sure you get everything you can, like from Adidas or whatever, because trust me, when you're, and I'm like, oh, but
It's true though.
All the freebies and
Mate,
everything.
I'm telling you now, like you sign the deals and you're playing in the Prem and they just give you what they want and your allocation, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 grand in the store, sweet. I say to him, listen, this year, mate, get down there, day one, rinse the life out of it because fill your garage up because when it's done, let me tell you, they will slam that door behind you on the way out. Bang!
I don't know who was I watching the other day, and they were talking about retirement, and they said literally once it stops, it's like you're forgotten.
He hasn't experienced it either, leaving the club, by the way.
Nah, mate, it's been a bit,
changing club.
do you know what? In truth, for me, it's been a change. It's been like really strange, especially with other teams' fans. I think when I retired, I think they appreciated me. No matter who you are, they appreciate you staying at your club and staying loyal.
Mm-hmm.
But before, if say for instance it was an Arsenal or not so much Spurs or whatever, but they wouldn't show out to you if, do you know what I mean? Because they think, oh, you play for West Ham.
Oh, so once you've retired, the other clubs show you love as well. You're saying the other
not
fans.
When I say love, I don't mean. I mean like respect.
Yeah.
Like they go, oh, Mark, I really respect what you've done and stayed at your club, stayed loyal. Because I think a lot of the fan base now really appreciate that loyal to their club because you don't get it anymore. Do you know what I mean?
So you two are both legends at clubs for different reasons. In the sense that you're a legend, you stayed there, one-man club. You're a legend because you've done so many playoff winning goals and so many moments in the hearts of fans. Like, how does that feel?
I think being a striker, you probably get more of those moments that are, I suppose, remembered more so than a crunching tackle in the centre midfield.
When did he crunch and tackle? Were you joking?
I was thinking about more Pogba, you know, rubbing him up. And what was the other Man United boy he picked up, carried him off? Was it Man United?
No, it was Herrera, yeah.
Yeah. Just a bully in there, basically, weren't you?
That was
the size of him now as well.
That was just pure head loss, though, like time wasted.
Yeah. But just listen, scoring goals, I suppose you get slightly remembered more for. And I managed to just come up with some good goals and some important goals and some memorable goals and goals that were in fantastic occasions. So sort of every club that I've been at, I've managed to do that, and I should think so as well, being a striker. But great memories at all of them. Absolutely loved them, and just like I say, missing football now. And to be honest, I'm at Brighton 2 days a week working with the strikers.
Okay.
And in a selfish way, it's actually for me. That's my fix. I get a fix in going in on a training ground with the boys, high-fiving, a little bit of the banter. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a fix.
Like Steve, I'd be out with the boys, or I'd be out with the wife or whatever, on watching my son train, or I'd be watching, but I wouldn't really be watching. I'd be sitting there eating my dinner with Carly going, just thinking, oh, we've got to win Saturday, man.
Is that?
It's an obsession, Geese.
Has it been a burden? Like being Mr. West Ham?
No, because I'm very lucky. I would never say it's a burden, but it is like, it consumes your life. For me, it consumed my life. Like every second of the day, I thought, right, we've got to win on Saturday. We're playing this. Like, I don't want to let anyone down. I've got to lead the team. Do you know? Like, it was just non-stop.
Having someone like that in your team, is it good? Because I guess players nowadays, man, they've got no one. They look around their dressing room and they must think, hang on, who actually wants to be here for the team and wants to win for the fans? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit out of order, but
no, 100%. And for many years, I think still when Nobes was playing, it was still a case of I'm obviously a West Ham fan as well, and it's Nobes, what's going to happen when you leave? Obviously, debt goes, and to me, it's having that core of English boys. To be honest with you, you know, the interaction in the change room. Those would be the guys that would grab someone up at half time and really let them know that, listen, it ain't acceptable. Whereas I don't think it happens without those boys. Not very. There is.
I think a lot. Some of it's a culture thing as well, because I used to fight with players all the time, and I knew if it was say Bobby, or it was Ginge or Cress or Andy Carroll or Kev Nolan, like we could have a full blown tear up right in the dressing room at half time. But it didn't really matter. As soon as I walked out, I was like, I'd still run through a wall for him. Do you know what I mean? And I'd have breakfast with him the next day. I'd never hold a grudge like that. And even with like Angelo Ogbonna or Kufal or Souček, I'm just naming the ones that come to my head, that like it don't matter what happens, they're not gonna sulk if you have a go at them.
They take it the right way.
Yeah, they take it the right way because it's from a good place. If I would have never asked you to do something that I wouldn't do, do you know what I mean?
Going back though to what you said, you at Brighton, having banter with the players, the modern day players, you couldn't really get into them like you used to before?
No
way.
No, not really. All of us, the banter's ruthless, and what you say.
How bad's it got banter wise at West Ham? Like,
I swear to you, I had 5 years of Andy, Kev, Snodgrass, Cresswell, Ryan Fredericks, Deck, and it was relentless. Like, I'm talking, mate, like relentless every day. Like, and I used to wake up, in the morning and think, I can't wait to get to training. Can't wait. I used to get in at like 7:30.
Mate, have your breakfast and watch people come through the door and heckle them. Heckle them as they come in.
As soon as they walked in the door.
What are you wearing?
Yes, like, and it was brutal, mate. Like, but it was the best. And you see that them 5 years we played in Europe, 4 of them. Like, obviously, we had such a good dressing room. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was brilliant.
Even the dressing room with you guys, with under Pardrew.
Oh, mental.
Again.
Oh, it was kind of.
So would you say that ripping your teammates and your mates is, because that's what I do, and I do it with my own family, and I ended up, like, my content was pretty much me and my family ripping each other and filming it. That was what it was, and everyone related to it. Like, would you say that helps the dressing room when...
100%. Yeah, it just brings you closer together, doesn't it? I mean, today I think probably your fault, to be honest, that everyone's like that, really. Oh, brilliant. What's going on? Oh, that's funny. Rather than absolutely battering him or giving him a fine for not having no flip-flops in the shower or whatever it is, all those little bits and pieces that were day in, day out, I think they're slowly disappearing.
Stevo, I've seen, like, top players and with players with a massive, like, as in character and all that, just do 10v2 boxes, and if you're on them, absolutely go under.
Yeah,
like, fold, like their legs are spaghetti. They can't even pass it because they're under so much pressure when you're on them. And it's like the greatest thing ever, isn't it? When it ain't you.
I got a story. I was at QPR, this is youth team, and I remember I'm having a stinker. And I'm just nervous, man. I used to suffer with nerves, and I remember I'm having a bad time in the square, and the ball come to me, I've turned out, and I've just kicked it at the gaffer. I smashed it at him, He's looked at me, and he's gone, "Are you sure?" Yeah, man. The boy's never... And I wasn't sure. So it's important for the people to know, you obviously retired, both of you, but you retired because you wanted to. You retired because of injury. What was your injury?
My hip. So hip is shot to pieces, basically. I will need a replacement at some stage. I'm just trying to prolong that as long as I can, really. Hoping that the tech gets even better, that I literally it's once in and done. That was horrible retiring. I retired I think it was like January, February, FA Cup, I think it was, or one of the cup games. I remember it was Hull away.
By the way, you rang me after this and told me, and I was like, wow. I didn't, because I'd never been like that, I got pretty lucky. I was like, nah, it's impossible. And he was like, no, I swear, listen to this.
The end of my career, I went back to Brighton. I'd been promoted with them at the start of my career from Division 2 to Division 1 to the Championship. So in my mind, it was, right, can I go from the Championship to the Prem? Get them all done, tick through the box. So I've gone back there. I've hit the ground running, to be fair. Obviously, I know that I've got an issue with my hip. I'm struggling. I'm managing it in terms of training and playing and not being able to play 2 games in a week. Gets to like February, I think, freezing cold, which my joints didn't like anyway. And we have Hull away. I'd played on a Saturday, started on the bench, and I couldn't warm up and then stop. So I didn't warm up in the first half. Like, I didn't go out to warm up. It would be half time, you go up and warm up, have a hot water bottle on me hip, try and keep the joint a little bit.
Is this because you would stiffen up if you...
Stiffen up, yeah. You know what it's like. You go out and you stiffen up when your joints are struggling. So I didn't warm up. Half time I went out and done something. I was in absolute agony. We played a game. I've obviously warmed up and sat back down. I've got a hot water bottle on me, so I'm trying to keep it warm, kind of keep it nice and supple. Colin Calder was the assistant manager. Chris Hughton's the manager. Last 15 minutes, Cole comes over to me and he goes, "Bob, ready, mate, last 15 minutes." And I look at him and I'm like, I can't do it. And that was the moment for me. Like, honestly, I know we laugh about it now, but that for me was the moment.
Well, I'm laughing because he's laughing. Yeah. I already know.
Yeah, that was the moment and the realisation. That was the last ever game I was at, like, on the bench, because it was like, I can't do this. It's embarrassing. The managers asked me to play and I couldn't play. And it was like, it hurts me now to think about it.
And that was the first time that had happened? First and last?
Yeah, it was just too much. My body had taken so much over the 20 years of playing and multiple injuries and bits and pieces and wear and tear. Listen, retire at 35, which isn't bad at all, but it takes its toll. And
when did you make your debut?
I was 18, 19.
So you had
18,
long
19, yeah.
You was 18 when you made. You 17.
17
when you made.
17, yeah. I still play football all the time. And like I play paddle, football, like, I don't stop. And he's like, I don't know how you do it, Nobes. And I'm like, that last year of my career, I actually enjoyed the most because I wasn't under. Obviously, I had Moyes, who was great with me, and he was like, Nobes, look, if you need the Wednesday off or if you need whatever, you take what you need. And I was like, no, I still train because I loved it. But it was, I didn't really want that, like what I said to you earlier. I didn't want it to take over my life anymore. My boy was playing. I wanted to spend time with my daughter, and it was just like I sort of had enough of that. Do you know what I mean?
I've heard you talk about. I think it was a season when you had an injury. It was a double hernia, I'm sure. Like, but your injuries haven't been super duper long, have they? They've all been dealt with.
Like, as Bobby's saying it, I got. When I say I got lucky, I think the longest I was ever out was like in 19 years was like I think about a month. That was it. It's like mad, isn't it?
What's the longest you've been out, like during the season?
I broke my leg and ankle, so I was out August to Feb, I think.
But I remember, Bob, when we was at West Ham together, you had I think you had an injury. Correct me if I'm wrong, on your knees, like, yeah. And then he spent so much time in the gym, right? Like, as getting stronger and obviously Bobby was unbelievable at running, like, and then I think he realised that as you get older, you can't do as much running anymore, and then you come back, and I was like, oh my God, I swear, you tried to go near him in training, you just bully her. And I was like, wow, he's so strong.
That's when you done Sol Campbell, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I suppose it would have been.
No, but Bob, do you agree though?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
You come back and you was like a different shape.
Yeah.
Because you've always been lean and tall, and then he come back, and don't get me wrong, you were still like agile, but your strength was a joke.
It was like a penny had dropped as well. It was like the realisation of, do you know what, I don't need to run those channels anymore. Play the ball to me, and I'll just hold whoever it is off. So it worked well, and it worked well for my career in terms of, the older you get, it's harder it is to run those channels and do all of that. So
when you're at football clubs and you're getting all these injuries, what's the sort of pain relief they're giving you? Is it like a couple of tablets?
Ibuprofen's really. You can't really take too much. So
couldn't even take Lemsip. It was against the
yeah. So it's hard. You pretty much have to go through the pain barrier, which, to be honest, we just suck it up and go, and it's the characters of that we are. But
when did the injections and things like that come into it?
I had injections, but painkillers are just lots of stupid ones, really. But again, you're so desperate to play, and again, it comes down to the characters and the sort of people that we've mentioned earlier. That you just so desperate to play.
I was embarrassed. Was you?
Not to come out injured.
Yeah, I was embarrassed to say, "Oh no, I can't play."
Yeah,
Stevo, there was times I should have never played.
I think that's probably one of the hardest parts in terms of mentally. Yeah, when you retire and you see, like I say, when you leave clubs, the door shuts behind you and it slams behind you. Actually, it's you on the way out. Quite often you don't know about that.
No, I'm pretty lucky like that.
When I left Fulham, I know that the day I left, the boys phoned me. Well, you're not going to believe this. They've taken your photos down from the from the training ground. Like, iconic moments that I was part of in the training. They took it down the day I left.
And you made your England debut when you was at Fulham?
When I was at Fulham, yeah.
Mad.
So, it's mad that literally that clubs can be like that.
But it's a
business. We understand, yeah.
I wanted to go back to you and your hip. What are you doing now with the pain?
Honestly, right. I'm trying everything in terms of just trying to keep supple, mobile. Literally, after this, I'm driving home. I'm getting in ice baths and saunas, the ones I was saying to you the other day in Canary Wharf. So I'm trying everything, stretching, yoga. Like I said to him, he's in the gym all the time now. And again, I'm his crash test dummy, basically. I'm like that. And he's all right. And he's in there and he's pushing some weights and he's doing a lot.
I've done high rocks the other day, mate, about 2 months ago. Have you heard of high rocks?
No, I was going to say, is it rock climbing?
No, it's a fitness event. Like, it's nuts. Honestly, it was painful.
He's a beast now. Like I see him in the gym a couple of times a week, and he's a tank now. And I'm like, listen, mate, start doing your yoga.
Exactly.
Start doing all your bits and pieces now, because that.
So the modern day, so I've got a bad knee. It's why I stopped. So cruciate ligament, ACL, and I got back. I was playing non-league by now for Bournemouth, and I got back. But because they're not full time, there's only so much you can do, and I'm doing my extra bits, trying to go to different clubs, and
it takes a lot of dedication.
And I put it in. But then I got to this final bit where it was I just couldn't get past. Had another extra scan, and the doctor had done it too tight. Oh. Yeah, so I needed to go back in and get it loose, and then after that, mate, I'm not dedicating myself again, no way. So that was the end of it for me at 26. After that, I'd done 10 years of just all different painkillers and trying out the yoga and hot yoga, this, that, and the other, trying everything. Yeah, mate, it wasn't until I found out that the medical cannabis was legal. But it's having a talk with a consultant. As I say, you have a consultation, you speak to the doc, and you be honest with them, you start thinking about it different. You have certain strains in the evening. That one might make you a bit more relaxed, where one you have during the day, you might be able to still do things. And so, yeah, you learn about it. But, mate, from that's what helped me with my knee.
Obviously, when you're playing, it's impossible.
Yeah,
you
of course.
can never. But I've heard a lot about the pain situation with it. I really have. Like, I laugh about it now because my nan was really ill, and she started taking it, not smoking form, but whatever. And mate, it helped her massively. Like for about a year. Yeah. I reckon we got a year out of her longer than we would have done. And she was like really ill. Do you know what I mean? So, and that was through doctors, and it was like, wow, it really helped.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 10 being really painful.
Yeah.
What is it taking it down to? Like you used to have it every day, like the aches and pains, because I'm in some serious aching bits every single day.
There's two sides of it. Obviously, there's the pain relief that it gives you, I guess, the THC and the stuff in the flower, but there's also the mental side of it.
Why was you stressed a lot before?
I was stressed.
Yeah.
What, because you was in pain?
Because I was in pain, sleeping, thinking of like if I'm going to go on a flight to Florida, having to pay extra to get extra rooms, but then you got 7. You know what I mean? So I can't get them extra. Just so yeah. Oh mate, I wanted to fly first class. I wanted to stretch my legs out. You got Emma and the girls like, dad. Nah, so I didn't end up doing it. So there's that stress. You're like, mate, I ain't doing 30 grand going to Florida. So you end up just getting a little bit of extra leg room. The thought of the pain
Used to stress you.
used to stress me. When you have your flower, which you vape it, by the way, there's different vapes. So I've got one called a Volcano. I love this. I love it. I just love you lot, man. It's the boys. This is it. In 10 years' time, we're going to be having these in fact, in about 2 years, 5 years' time, we're going to be having these convos, and it'd be like so normal. But yep, I got this thing called a Volcano.
It's just the name, innit? Like,
and it blows up a balloon. Yeah, and then I swear to God, the reason I got into this and started researching this is because of the opioids they were giving, like say to your nan or to my mum, my auntie, and they end up passing away because they're giving them these pain killers that are just killing them. Like not killing pain, they're killing them, you know what I mean? So I was like, there's got to be better pain relief. And I just looked around and come across this, you know what I mean? Which I guess what you're asking me is if you have it, is it going to cure you or whatever? Everyone will take to it different, I guess, but it's an option.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of your pain was at 10, what it changed? Obviously, it changed because the pain changes every day. In the winter, I'm guessing the same as my hip.
Yep.
It's cold, horrible.
Yeah, right. Yeah, winter definitely gets it. If I'm not active, like you on the bench that time, if I'm not active, and then it will stiffen up a bit. But just the everyday pain has gone right down. 100% gone right down. Again, was it a thing of, because you can heal yourself mentally, like you with just thinking. I know you might think I'm mental, but you can do half the job just by relaxing yourself. You know what I mean? So I just think being a part of this process has relaxed me, which has probably helped as well as the actual flower. Man.
But it's prescribed by a doctor, right?
Prescribed by a doctor.
How does that happen then?
So you have the consultation. So I'm saying, so you have a consultation, and I always tell my anyone that asks me, that's just be honest. Be honest about everything, because then they will give you the right dosage and send you the right way, because it doesn't necessarily need to be flour.
I woke up one morning, I was perfectly fine, went to bed, woke up, and I had like a bad pain in my bicep. And I thought I'd been in the gym the day before and I'd tore my bicep or something, right? I didn't have a clue what it was. But I could not get my arm from down my side to like there. It was like someone was stabbing me here. So I went into the training ground, showing the physio, the doctor, whatever, and they was like, don't know, like you must, whatever. Anyway, this went on for a couple of weeks, tried to train, impossible. I went from like that to like literally laying on my sofa, my arm there, and it was still painful, but the less movement. And I swear to you, at that time, I would have done anything to be out of pain. Like anything, because it was depressing. And then when we got to the bottom of it, it was called something called thoracic outlet syndrome. And the nerve and arteries that come through your neck, they was tangled with scar tissue in my shoulder. And I had an operation in the end, but they was going to cut my top rib out to give it more space.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was quite thingy. But at that time, I swear to you, I would have done anything to be out of pain.
I would say that this would be perfect for that. But it might not be. It might not be the one for you, but it's just an option. I just think that for me, the fact that everyone doesn't know this, it's don't sit right with me. It's a bit strange that they don't know that there's an option.
You go see the doctor, they prescribe you, and then what? You have to go to the pharmacy.
No,
and get it.
You get your doctor summary from your normal doctor,
Yeah.
and you'll speak to a private consultant like MAMEDICA.
Yeah.
Then once you spoke to them, they'll assess you and see whether you qualify. And then they send it. They've got their own own clinic, own pharmacy, that they send it from their spot.
To your house?
To your house, mate, front door. So one thing I said earlier was I wish more people knew about MAMEDICA. I think it's a bit strange that they don't. But you guys know about MAMEDICA, right?
Yeah, we know about it. And yeah, like, it's not really out there, is it?
No.
The information, I suppose, and I suppose it's still early days, and people are still need to be informed
This is
about
what
the
this
whole
is
process.
about. You said something earlier. You said, was it the same sort of flour as the ones that you would get from the street to the one? And it's not. It's not. I've actually been to a cultivator in Portugal. Now this stuff's proper pharmaceutical grade. Yeah, so I've been over there. Like I say, I've gone over there, and you got the different flours. You got flour. You asked this earlier. So you got flour. You got CBD. You got gummies. You got oils. So there's all different ways that it can be
Through MAMEDICA, they do them all. Okay,
do all of it, mate. Yeah. So there's loads of different ways it can be administered.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, my hip is struggling.
Yeah.
So I am thinking, I don't want to delve into the volcano to start with, to be honest. For me, like, I'm still affiliated with football.
What we're saying is that the volcano the
best?
The best, or is it?
Okay.
That's my question. You don't take the gummies because the volcano hits different.
Some people prefer to chew. Some people prefer to put the oil, I guess. You know what I mean? So
just in my mind, yeah, I can get my head round oil drops because in my head it's CBD.
Yeah.
And gummies.
And the way I've listen, listen, I know MAMEDICA, but I didn't. You ain't gonna. What I'm saying to you is, like everyday life, yeah. You're obviously prescribed this,
Mm-hmm.
so with gummies, you can have them in your bag or your car or whatever, right? You ain't rocking around with a volcano in the car, are you?
The volcano again. That is one vaporizer.
Yeah.
I've also got a little one. So you put a little bit of the flour in the top of it and take a pull. Yeah. So that one just comes in the pocket. But it still means I have to carry my flour around with me. Yeah. Which if you do get stopped, I've got all of the right paperwork.
Have you been stopped?
I've been stopped, but they never checked me. I've actually travelled. I travelled to Portugal with 10 grams on me.
Yeah, but you've been prescribed, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
So as long as you've got your paperwork and your travel documents, you can travel with it, yeah. Like you've actually been given saying care that can help you, and I've seen it helping so many people, stopping seizures, like my friends' kids and whatnot. And like, for me, especially with the platform that I've got, it'd be doing it injustice. Disservice.
Where are you price-wise, or how does that work? And like, if I'm struggling, like my hip's hurting for a couple of weeks, do I just need a little bit now and then when
Again,
you need, or
these are good questions, Bob. These are good questions. This is questions you definitely speak to your consultant about. But price-wise, anything from about £8 a gram to I think £12.
I have no idea what that means.
I know,
what
I
that
know.
means though. But
I'm
is
gonna-
that good value? I have no idea.
That
Genuinely,
is good value. That is very good value, especially for cleaner product. You've got to remember, you're getting clean product.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. So this stuff gets delivered, right? Because I know a few people like no, but I mean older people that are in a lot of pain, like backs.
That's me.
and all
That's
that.
me.
Not as young as you actually, but so if you go to your doctor and you prescribe it, yeah, I know it sounds silly, but say what do they give you like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
You get a call from your consultant. You say, "How was that? Do you want more? Do you need more? Or do you want to go down?" I said, "Nah, it's just right."
And then obviously,
Why did you say that? I thought you would have gone. Yeah.
if you want more, you got to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you pay for it. Yeah, you pay for it. If you want more, you pay for it. You got to be responsible with it. You know what I mean? Has there ever been an oh no moment, injury wise, in your career?
The second I broke my leg was an oh no.
Was it a tackle?
Yeah, it was a tackle. So
Who done it?
at Fulham, Carl Henry.
Centre mid, Carl Henry.
So tackle from the side, and it was I could hear the crack really, and that was an oh no moment for me. Just snap, and it wasn't painful. It just really felt like someone put like my shin pad, my sock on. Felt like someone had poured warm, like hot water over my leg. That's what I felt. I was like, knew straight away, and I was banging the floor. And afterwards, everyone was like, "Look, was it that painful?" And it was like, "No, it was just the realization."
Yeah, I had
I'm
to
out
say,
for a while now.
I done my cruciate, and that was the same thing, man. Stud. I don't know who I thought I was. You remember the old Copas? And this is 2008, so Copas had been and gone by then. But I brought them back, centre half. I'm playing sweeper, loving it. Put the big studs in, big metal studs. They got caught in the grass. Snap. Same thing, man. Banging the floor because I had people in the stands. Who was the Steven, his manager? And he always used to take junior, Peter Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Taylor. He come to watch me at the time, and I was like a few conference teams at the time. He was in Conference North, a few conference teams. I was like, mate, yeah, this is it. And then boom, snap my knee. You had an oh no moment injury wise?
One of the worst ones I had, when you say oh no, was I put my hand down, my left hand, and someone put their stud through that web thing there. You know, but I didn't quite know what had gone on. I see blood, but it was like dark, and as I went like that, it split round to there, and it honestly, it was the worst because you don't realise when you're playing football how much you use your hands. So they made me a brace, but every time I touched someone, it was like it was horrendous. Do you know what? The doctor at the time, he stitched. Yeah, go on. I know what he's going to say. It's left-handed anyway, but shut up. He stitched through the nerve, so every time I moved, it was like someone was like pulling the nerve. Do you know what I mean? And when it finally come out, it was the nicest feeling.
Worst advice anyone's ever given you? Injury advice?
I haven't really had any of that, but I was talking about somebody yesterday. As I say, I'm at Brighton. We've got a German manager, coaching team as well. We were talking about a manager that was at Fulham, Felix Magath. I didn't have him, but he was apparently like, a bit crazy, hard-working. Like the boys lost, they'd be straight on the pitch, even when they get straight back to the training ground. They're on the pitch at 1 o'clock in the morning. But he actually told Breda Hangeland he had something wrong with his knee. He told him to put Greek yogurt on his knee. So he's on a treatment table with Greek yogurt, like pots of Greek yogurt on his knee, But he didn't want to, obviously. But the manager told him you need to do it. So, like I said, I genuinely struggle with pain a lot, and I've always, knowing now about medicated cannabis, it's nice to know the information, your process and your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm the same. I think as long as you respect it and it's done in the right way. Look, listen, some people's pain is like depressing. Do you know what I mean?
100.
Like if you respect it and you go through the right protocols and you do it in the right way, then listen, sometimes it's a happiness. Do you know what I mean? Like it can give you. I've been in pain, loads of pain before. Like I said with my arm and stuff, and I would have done anything to be out of pain. So I can imagine what people are going through.
Yeah, man. So obviously we've been through bit of the injuries that you've been through in your career, both of you. But for me, this little chat we had was about just letting the people know about the option. You know what I mean? My mum didn't know it was there at the time. I wish, because she was in so much pain for years. She had a thing called sarcoidosis from when she was 35, which is autoimmune. So there's a lot of pain she's in for most of my life that I knew her, you know what I mean? So if she would have known, yeah, man, just letting people know. And that has been Stevo the Madman, Bobby Zamora, and Mark Noble for MAMEDICA. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. What are you looking at?